Hey, welcome. We still have about 3 minutes before we get started. We're just waiting for everybody to come on in. We will wait on Tesla for just a few minutes until Tesla Theta gets here and asks about Tesla. We'll get there soon. What up, Swoosh? What up, Joey? What up, Tot? Everybody having a good weekend? Everybody can hear me, correct? Obviously, because Joey said haha to waiting for Tesla Theta to show up and ask about Tesla. Holy, holy hell, Zhang, you got here on time. How's it going? That's all right. That's why we stream it, or that's why we record it as well. No big deal. We usually only have probably no more than 50 people, 56, 60 people watch each week, but then about 4 or 500 watch it later on. So that's not too bad. I'm not trying to grow my YouTube channel. Sooner or later, this will all be on the Trady YouTube channel, and I'll be streaming from there, and then we can grow that one. That's the important one, is keeping the business promoted. I gotta tell y'all, it's Sunday, and I am getting a new dog soon. And every Sunday, they keep them for 10 weeks or whatever before you can buy them. And every Sunday, they've sent us updates of how our puppy is doing. And she's a sheepadoodle, half sheepdog, half poodle. And 3 weeks ago, they messaged and asked what we were naming her, so they would start calling her by the right name. And then every Sunday, they sent us an entire, like, what she's been up to for the week and what her temperament's like and what her favorite things are so far. And the thing I'm looking forward most to is that around 8 p.m. Central text message from the breeder telling me how my dog has been. I know that seems ridiculous. That'll be 4 dogs in my house, so that's a lot. But we have a big yard and a doggy door, so they can just go run around and do whatever they need to do. I did have a good weekend. It's beautiful here in Kansas this weekend. So I wandered around. Oh, we're at 6:01. It's time. It's time. Okay, so just so we know the rules, everybody, we're holding off on Tesla until Tesla Theta gets here, because he's going to come in and say Tesla, 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 Tesla about 40 times, and I'm going to tell him, hey, wait, wait, wait. We already did that the first part of the show, and then he's going to have to go back. Yeah, it is a breeder. My wife and son are both gingers, and they're allergic to everything on the planet. And so it's a breeder, but it's a breeder that rescues dogs. So we have to spend actually more than we would have from a breeder because to keep them running, but that's okay. So they're really good. They took a bunch of these dogs from a puppy mill, and the mom was pregnant, and so now we're getting a baby. So it's a really good place. You're still waiting for that approval? Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to talk about a few things that I'm looking at right here. We're just gonna jump into a ticker that I was talking about earlier with some of my friends. We've got PayPal right here. Let's go ahead and pull its stuff up. What up, Matt? So we're just gonna pull some levels here, but I want to show you something interesting that I saw here while flipping through. We've been looking at these price distributions a lot lately, and we follow these Greeks a lot lately. So we're going to go ahead and take a jump there. Total return's pretty good. our bars getting higher on PayPal. Okay, and I just want to flip through these price distributions. So here's tomorrow's probability, right? That's pretty good. Go into Tuesday, also shows down. We are not. You are my friends. You are my friend. Everything I talk about in our Discord as well. You know that. So if we keep going through PayPal here, I'm just showing you there is not a whole lot of upwards potential momentum on this week. And if we look at its GEX levels, let me see here. Let's just do an import tonight instead of going through all the craziness, huh? Want to watch me click through it 552 times? Let's grab the Trady levels and go ahead and post them in here so we can get our PayPal GEX. So pretty interesting here. 77 is where I'm sort of starting to think about if it gets there, if we get some strong momentum. That's a pretty big jump. It's a full dollar jump. I think I would love to swing some PayPal shorts if those price distributions stay the same and if the Greeks stay the same. That's really something that I would like to do. I really like. Only problem is right now the market's going up, and that's an issue. Market has continued to go up. I think we'll probably see some pullback, and we'll check SPY. Does anybody have any tickers that they want to talk about, or you want me to just keep on going? So we see SPY tapering off a little bit here. We're still bullish. We're just more neutral bullish. As you can see, our one-day price distro here for tomorrow shows, our highest percent is obviously a move up, and then we have a little bit of move down. So how I've been playing these right here when these two boxes are so close to each other on these price distros is I've been fading the first move. So let's say tomorrow we open 0.5 down. We got to hold off on Tesla until Tesla Theta gets here. That's the new rule. So we'll get to it soon, I promise. Okay, so what I've been doing here is I've been looking at these two and I've been kind of fading the first move. So if we open low tomorrow and we hit that 0.5 down, what I'll do is I'll look for a GEX level or a DP below. That's probably the 407 or the 406 roughly, right around there, okay? And then I go the opposite direction of it, if that makes sense. Diz. A few weeks ago I said to somebody, why has somebody been slapping Diz so hard? And then Diz did this from here. Just kept on going. As he figured out the ODT gamma levels. You mean how they work, Zhang? I've been using them as support and resistance. I've been trading in between them. It's such a new tool. So we've got positive Momo on Diz still, okay, when it comes to the Greeks. But as you can see here, we're going to start looking through the tickers one by one, and we'll form a thesis like we did last week. We'll try to take it. So it looks like the next few days show a little bit of downside in Diz. Our highest probabilities are downside right here with some tails going off till we get to Thursday. All right, so our list so far is Diz, SQQ, ZOM, and AMD. Okay, we'll get all those covered. ZOM's going to go bananas in the morning, probably because of all the OPEC news. So looking at Diz, I think, did Joey ask for that? Joey did. Looking at Diz, Joey, it looks like there could be some pullbacks until Thursday, and then this pops up. So let's just let's check some levels really quick. I'm going to bet you that it is up against a resistance. How much you want to bet? Look at that. Actually just wicked over a little bit. So if Diz has a few down days, it could pull back to 99, 98, and then potentially be a long, depending on what the rest of the market's looking like for there. SQQQ. I'm not gonna lie to you, SQQQ hurt me on Friday. Every piece of data said we were going to finish Friday bullish, and I overnighted that Trady flow a little heavier than I should have, and started my day. I was in calls already from the day before, so those helped me, but I started my day rough, and then just nail bit and held calls all day because everything said run. So SQQ says short here still, but it's starting to tail off. So we want to watch this when we're watching SPY to see when it's time to inverse. 1 day, higher probability of down. Let's go through the rest of our days. So turnaround Tuesday for inverse a little bit, but it's still pretty even. So this could mean few round trips or more chop. Wednesday's looking a little bit better. That'd be a pretty big run up. I don't like when they're this even. But like I said, sometimes I fade the first direction. So if it opens way down, I might long it off of a level. Let's go 5 days. Y'all seen a pattern yet? Looks like a lot of, when we're looking at these, it looks like a lot of choppy movement or volatile movements throughout the week so far. Zom. Look at that. Somebody at the end of the day said, let's buy more. Of course. It's an inverse. So we buy over zero on Zom. Let's see. Look at that. There's its 1 day price distribution. It's probably going to open pretty high tomorrow. Once again, we get some mid-range, we get some chop. Wednesday's looking better. Let's go out to Friday. Friday's looking better too. So some of the theme that we're seeing so far is that it looks like we might maybe potentially have a rinse and repeat of last week. Remember last week we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday were down a bit. Wednesday we tapered off a little bit. What up, Bismarck? And then Thursday we started to run a little bit, and then Friday we ran some more. So far what we've been looking at has been oh Mara, you don't know the rules, Joey. We don't do garbage tickers. If it's under $10, I don't want to look at it. I can't give you that kind of advice, Matt, whether you should hold your calls or not. That's going to be on your risk management there. That's going to be on your risk management there. I will say we're still working. Everybody that's asked about the ODTE GEX levels, we're still working on it. Let me show you how I've kind of been playing it. Let's go by strike. I don't necessarily pay as much attention to the color as everybody else does. I still use them as SR levels, and they thin out pretty quickly. So you'll see we had a really big level. I think it maybe 407 for a bit on Friday. It was way over one other direction, and once we passed that, we just kind of kept going. So what I've been trying to do is trade in between them, like I would any of our levels. If we just look at SPY, more difficult on a trend day. I'll tell you that. Trend days are the nemesis of a lot of people. I'll get to AMD in a second, Matt. My apologies. Trend days are the nemesis of a lot of people because really you just have to buy and hold, and you don't know if it's going to be a trend day or not. You really don't. But there wasn't anything on Friday that really said, hey, we're going down. MNF was ripping. You know, it continued to go up. Our flow line continued to go up. Puts were cratered for most of the day till the end. These could be people right here. These end of day curls. These could be people anticipating a gap down tomorrow morning, for sure. It's all right, Joe. You don't have to go to the corner. It's just I don't like. You know who plays those really well? You know who plays those really well? Karma has a really 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 solid thing on like Riot and Mara. I think I've told you the story before that I bought Mara when it was under $1, like $10,000 worth, and I bought it because Mara is the name of Luke Skywalker's wife. So, and then I sold it under $1. I think I made 40 cents a share. Mr. Tom Frew, yes, Tom, that is very correct. What up, Malik? Good afternoon. So AMD is a little even on Monday, so we're kind of seeing the same pattern through these tickers, right? So far, we're seeing a little bit of that. We're seeing it Tuesday as well. So when I see these, like I said, I start to think about chop, maybe volatility, a few round trips that might be good for us. Oh, look at that. We get into Wednesday and the probability gets a little higher for positive. Thursday, once again, higher probability for positive. And then Friday looks like could be a dip day for AMD. Big tech, it really isn't that bad. Let's take a look at a couple of them. Tesla looks like garbage after tomorrow. I know I checked that earlier. So you can see Apple's starting to taper off a little bit. I tweeted about it this weekend. So it's still neutral bullish for the time being. And look at this. Our 1 day shows once again some volatility. Tuesday, no bueno, higher chance of a drop. Once again, a lot more volatility. Let's see. I like to look through all the days. Higher probability of up on Thursday, and then Friday is showing a little bit higher probability of a dip for big tech as well. DWAC. Send me your address, Tom. I'm coming for you. DWAC. Oh yeah, Friday's market close. This is into Monday. You're right. Good Friday. Oh, I'm a terrible, terrible person for not remembering that. Would I consider negative gamma as support? I consider them all supports and resistances, to be honest. I really do. If you are patient and you're just paying attention to what MNF is doing and watching the tails of that, and it's coming near a level, and you start to see a tail rise up or go down depending on calls or puts, it really gets there. Swoosh is such a good question that we're kind of in the process of currently answering. I don't see a rotation into banks yet, and let me tell you why. So we looked at PayPal in the very beginning, which looks absolutely like it's going to die. And let's take a look at C here. It is tapering off a bit. This is one of my favorite ones to trade. C moves like a slug, but you can buy like a month out, and they're still dirt cheap. So once again, our tomorrow looks a little iffy. Then we get into Tuesday. Look at that. That's a pretty good probability of down. Wednesday down. Thursday down. Friday higher probability of down. So, Suzapa, yes, I took the SQQ one and got my booty cheeks clapped. And I scaled out. I only have runners left on the shop one currently. SQ. There was a big put Trady flow for that, wasn't there? Let's take a look. It's an inverse. So we're not quite there yet. Monday showing higher probability of downside. Tuesday the same. Thursday, turnaround Thursday. And then Friday, once again, a little bit more of a dip, higher potential there. When I'm saying FDP is even sized, what I mean is when these bars here are pretty close together when it comes to their level, when the probability is roughly the same. That's what I mean by even sized. Terry Tan, you are correct. We need a pullback. I wouldn't be sad to see us clip this 400 area at some point this week. If we're going to continue bullish, I just don't think it's healthy for the market to continue to rip upwards like this. But I'm no prophet. I'll just trade what I see like I do every single day. Even the sized, Malik, is either, to me, is either stay out or play the volatility. Look for round trips that day. So if we get that 0.5% move up, and it also says there's a potential for a 0.5% move down, maybe that's our close. Maybe that's our end of day kind of run down, our gulag at the end of the day, or vice versa. Oh, I'm sorry you couldn't find me, Dagoshi. You just have to be on the Trady Twitter. I tweet it out when I go live. Tech and range and selling financials from Tuesday. That's kind of how I'm feeling, Swoosh, and that's really why I'm looking. That's why I'm hoping for C. I thought I put these low. I did. That's why I'm hoping for C to hit this 47 or 47.50 area where their gamma levels are. I'd love to play that reject. I really would. Have I missed any tickers that anybody's asked? Coin. Tell you what, he's probably not in here with us tonight, but Hydro plays coin like no other. Man nailed like a 1,400%er on it the week before last. Coin is an inverse, if I remember correctly, so we want to back test the other way. Short under. Okay, so we got a little bit of a tail there. Monday. We can look at target next, Mooncake. That's what we're here for. Monday not great. Tuesday not great. Thursday not great. And Friday mixed day, volatility. So if I'm shorting coin, I'm done shorting coin on Wednesday. That sector, the consumer defensive or consumer staples, that sector's got me a little curious, Mooncake. If you've seen, Walmart insiders have been selling for like 3 straight months, just consistently hammering away. A lot of times these. So Target still shows a long for deltas. Zhang, inverse just means that the back test shows that you buy under or over in a different way. So Target's not looking too fantastic, really. Not that great. Going into next week, still not great. If we go a few weeks out, still not great. It's an interesting one to me. DMD with a... Did you understand that, Zhang? Inverse literally means that it's that your back test, when you change it here to buy under or short over, that you just have to figure out which one gives you the green percent. Very, very simple process. You want to figure out which one gives you the green percent. The buy under or the buy over. Make sense? Uh, no, well, it's not. That's a good question, dog, but not necessarily. Inverse, yes, by put. So a lot of them, when they're down here, means you go long, okay? But if we test that we buy when it's under zero, it shows that we do not get a good winning percentage. So what it does show on coin is that we do indeed short when it's under zero. So you just have to check these back tests. Don't just blindly look at these lines and make a decision. You want to look at these lines and make sure the back test lines up with your theory. Okay, let's go through, briefly go over DMD for SPY and DEX, and MNF for SPY was green for Friday. I took August calls. Okay, DEX is green, and I will tell you, anytime DEX gets to a certain massive point, I expect a little bit of reversion afterwards. So when it's this green, I am not looking to hold my longs when we get a bar this big. These big bars, right? Look at this big bar here. What happened the next day? A little bit of a downtrend, right? This big bar here, a little bit of a downtrend. This big bar here, downtrend. You can see the pattern. Huge green bar, more of a downtrend. Yes, the back test for SPY. Yes, the line should be over under. Watch just the 5-minute video that I put out on the Trady YouTube. That'll help you a little bit. That'll help you understand the dealer Greek back test. So then you asked about DMD. This is pretty simple. It almost feels like market makers have gotten on to DMD lately. And here's the thing: they don't have to. Big green bar up means we dump end of day. Big red bar down means we run. Means potential dump, potential run. Let me point it that way. Let me phrase it that way so you don't think this is guaranteed. Anytime there's evenness where they both look roughly the same is an absolute. I don't even pay attention to it. You want it completely skewed one direction, and I want it at least at 5 million. What up, V8? Right, so I want at least at 5 million. I don't want anything skewed in any direction. DMD is only for a day trade, and let me tell you, they can roll whatever they have here. They can roll those options, so nothing has to happen, right? Nothing has to happen there. They can absolutely roll it and tell us, sorry, it's not happening, which they can do. It's okay that you're late, V8. Does everybody understand how to click through the dealer back tests? I just want to go through, and so everybody gets what I'm trying to say. You find the buy under or short by clicking through and getting the green numbers is the smoothest brain way to say it. Nike. I believe Nike is an inverse. It is. So Nike we buy when it's over. There we go. So we're still in a somewhat bullish position here on Nike. It looks good all the way into Thursday. And that is good because I am in Nike calls from last week. I swung some Nike calls because of the price distribution. Are we in a rally, V8 Investments? No. I mean, yes, no. We've been rallying. We just can't anticipate. We just can't assume. Let's just look at SPY real quick. We just can't assume the market. And I say this all the time in chat, and I repeat it as constantly as I can. Market doesn't just go straight up or down. Okay, so we're going to need pullbacks. We're going to need drawdowns. We're going to need patterns to fill out if you're a pattern trader. We're going to need small bull flags and bear flags to play out, and rising wedges and falling wedges. We're going to need to rotate probably between 400 roughly, unless some really bad news comes out, and probably this 410 until we have a day where some more, well, for gamma to push up and disappear in other spots and us to start pushing that direction. All right, it's just really one of those things. Rallies need to cool off. What Nike calls am I in? I am in 125s for about a month out. Starbucks next. Hold on, let's see here. How long have I been using Trady ticks? You're very fluid with the analysis. Thank you, Moon. Thank you. That's a nice compliment. I have been using Trady ticks for, I think Maddie, Ryan, and I were two of like the first members when it started. I saw an ad on Facebook, believe it or not, and clicked, and I was getting one of my master's degrees, so I didn't really talk in the Discord very often. I just kind of traded quietly. And then when I finished my master's, I had some more spare time, and I started to become a lot more active. And I started talking and throwing out trade ideas and sharing charts and doing those things. And then a year ago on April 9th, I sent my first tweet as an employee. That's when I started tweeting for the platform, for the official platform. Every day. So I'm coming up on a 1-year anniversary actually of working for Hater, which has been awesome. I'm not ignoring you, Swoosh. I'm getting into Starbucks and all that stuff too. My bad. Oh yes, love Maddie Ryan. We're good buds. And answer my question: do I take any trade from AI portfolios? Suzapa, I did in the beginning. I really did, and I had a whole method lined out. It just was a lot more effort. I can't blindly buy things. It freaks me out. So Starbucks is showing still slightly bullish. Monday drawdown potential. Tuesday the same. Wednesday the same. Thursday the same. So, I mean, obviously we have other percents here. And I want to remind you something very important. Check these at the about an hour before close. I check the 1 day on whatever ticker I'm watching. Okay? An hour before close, I see if this has changed any. And I see if this has changed any. Mooncake, it's the Trady Ticks Discord. The MNF Trades channel is where I lay my hat. So if you're an official member, a premium member, if you're subbed up, then you get access to that channel. There are a lot of us in there that share trades throughout the day, by the way, and share not necessarily signals or alerts, just what we're watching, things that we see. Everybody's got cool stuff. Chetta puts stuff out. Cobain does. Fudge does. Hydro does. Speed does. There's a ton of people. There's 20, 30 people who post things like I see a bull flag forming. Or I see the dollar bouncing, or I see VIX hitting a support. So watch out on your longs here. It's a very good channel to be in, and we also have fantastic memes and have an absolute blast. So. Okay, so Zappa, let me answer that question for you. What I like to do with those tickers is I like to draw out my support and resistance levels with GEX. Plain and simple. And the dark pool levels, I like to chart it out. So our AI port's up. Let me just walk you through how I would do one. And that will give you a better. Okay, so this is still last week's, looks like. So these will be up later tonight. So let me just pick one, okay? We'll pick C. It was green. So we've already pulled C up. let me just go through the whole process for you of how I do this. And to answer your question, Swoosh, how do I look at a ticker if Delta show bullish but price doesn't? I avoid it. I don't trade it. So we're going to copy these levels, and we're going to show Siraj how I enter plays specifically. So if the port says long, Siraj, if the AI portfolio says long, what I'm looking for is a pullback to enter. So if we look right here, where's our Monday? We gapped up big time Monday, didn't we? Oh gosh, no, that's Friday. What am I doing here? Here we go. Got to go back in time. Perfect. So Wednesday right here, you see this 45.50 level? I don't want to blindly enter Siraj. I want to wait for it to pull back to one of these levels. Plain and simple. Even better, if we look at our Monday candles, we were way down here. Well, we were right here. Good gosh. I should have gone to a larger time frame. So we had a pretty good gap up Monday. Right, there wasn't any GEX here, but there was earlier in the week. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome, Jong. So plain and simple, Siraj, I want to pull back if I'm going long. And let's say it said, uh-oh. Oh, boy. Brought us back to SPY. Nice. Let's say it says to go short. Siraj, I'm going to wait for it to run up. Like right here, this 47 is a GEX level. I would love to short it here if it says go short. But if the market's running, I don't want to short it yet. Plain and simple. Dog, yep, I check them the last hour of each day on the tickers I'm watching. What up, Stacks Networks? Let's see here. Just try and go through all the questions. Sorry if I missed stuff. I hope that answered your question. That was Suzapa that asked that. My bad, not Siraj. My apologies. My gosh. Do I check random tickers looking for trades or use the way to identify opportunities? I do. Let me show you. Let me show you how I do that. That's a very good question. Open up Scanny. Just going to show you right now what I do. My rando watch list is what I look for. And then I just want to go through and I want to check to see what they're saying. All right? These are the main tickers that I trade right here. This list. Okay? So I just add them to a list, all the ones that I like, and then I start looking for signals. Okay, Airbnb. So let's just say right here, Airbnb. AVWAP resistance. Stochastics overbought. This is a good question, Matt, because it kind of helps you understand how I use all these things. So now let's look at Airbnb. Right, I go through this process with everything. I just sit on my iPad on my couch, pet my dogs, talk to my wife, and do this over the weekends. So Airbnb is still showing, oh, it's an inverse. We short it under zero. So it's showing short there. Look at that. Look at price distro for tomorrow. Showing a higher percentage of a short. Tuesday the same. Wednesday it flips around. So if I'm looking to short A, B, and B, I'm gonna buy on a run up on Monday and then sell Tuesday by close if I'm swinging it. Does that help, Matt? Thank you, Mark. I hope you're having a good weekend too. I do not like to short them if the deltas don't agree with SPYs. I do like to go in confluence. Now, let me point out that when I start to see some confluence in a sector, so let's say tech starts getting hammered, right? We start seeing negative deltas or deltas that say that they're bearish, and we start seeing price distributions that show bearish. Okay, when we start to see those things, I will start to check other sectors as well. So let's say tech is starting to lean a little bit bearish, and let's say we start to see energy start to lean a little bit more bullish, right? I might start to think about shorting tech, even though spies point up, because energy and banks can run and tech can go down and the SPY can still go up technically, right? I mean, that's, yes, drinking cups of tea. My voice should sound substantially better now, but it's a petri dish in our school district, and we've not had a week without a sickness of some sort. That's a very good question, Mark. I like that one. Sorry for calling you Siraj Shazapa. So many questions get asked at once. Bob Ritchie, which Trady tool to use GEX? That's simple. You go to the stock dashboard, right? I'll show you. Let me just click. This stock's under ticker dashboards. Okay, click that. Type in your ticker up here in the stock symbol. You click Greek levels. Then you click all. Okay, from there, I click the copy to trading view. There's a little secret for you all. I know my levels are like on point and accurate, but let me show you how I actually do them, how I've changed to doing them for speed. So I come over here, I use the Trady import, I click OK, that brings in my levels, then I start to drag and drop. Okay? Then I start to drag and drop where I see price reacting the most. Does that make sense? So this one here, that's going to be, even though it's not technically a GEX because it's not perfectly on that line, that's where I'm going to put my level. This one here, right, I was too far above, but if we look here, that's much better. You see that? Look at all those wicks off of that line right there. Just a little bit higher. Perfect. That's how I draw those. Hope that helps you, Bob. Excuse me. Considering spies, oh, Bismarck, you always got the questions. I love it. Considering that spies price distribution is 50-50 tomorrow, but looking more bullish towards the end of the week, would I consider entering a long near low of day or wait until the price distribution was more sided? We talked about this earlier, Bismarck. What I'd really like to do is what I told them, fade the first direction when they're this even. So our one day is showing slightly bullish, right? 22% to 18%. So if we start the day and we're 0.5% roughly down, and that matches one of my levels to the downside, Bismarck, then I might swing long. But here's the problem with that. What's Tuesday look like? Tuesday's a little bit more, so that would actually be a swing long for me. Yep, Ghost Zone swoosh is just the gray area is the two different GEX levels. It's so cool that Hater has coded it in for it to actually create those areas, the larger ones. See, all these have disappeared after the import. These are all garbage now. You're helping me get my pre-market prep video prepared for tomorrow. Plain and simple. Well, look at that. We'll add one for tomorrow morning. Problem solved there. I just don't like all the extra things on my chart swoosh. I'm pretty OCD to answer that question, so I turn it off, but I do use it as my little secret cheat code to get my levels drawn more quickly. And then once again, for anybody who asks, my dark pool levels are from the bot ping in Discord. TR DP levels SPY. Hi, Vinny. WTF? Say whatever you need to say, Vinny. Make us all laugh. What do you mean you thought? I posted it on the Trady Twitter that it was time to go. We are live. You people are crazy. What have I missed? Have I missed any tickers? Does anybody feel like they're having their questions answered? Once again, I'm always going to ask, should we keep doing this every week? Is this helping? Are we learning the tools a little bit better? Are we understanding the process? How do I find good question, Sazapa? How do I find if a sector is doing good or bad? I just start to look through their tickers. We looked at C earlier. We looked at PayPal earlier. Banks there. You know what? Tot? Tesla Theta didn't show up. We're doing Tesla. His loss. Did I do something? Oh, I didn't enter Tesla. I entered the wrong one. Okay. So here's what's interesting for Tesla. Was look at this. So number one, its Greeks are showing it's getting time to short. Okay, and I've been tweeting about it a little bit. It's got a fantastic return percentage. Shows probability of up tomorrow, but look at the rest of the week so far for Tesla. High probability of a down day. High probability of a down day. And then our week to close out Thursday, another high probability of a down day. Let me do CRM real quick for Vin, and then I'll get you, Malik. Starting to even out here, Vin. See how it's tapering off? It's an inverse, though. Okay. So CRM is technically a buy over. It's very mid there. Tomorrow it looks okay. Are you still in all of your CRM? Tuesday it looks okay. Wednesday's more even. Chop volatile day. And our week close on Thursday. Looks like its probabilities are all pointing mostly up. Tesla Gex, please. Oh, okay. I got you, man. Dog, my favorite tickers are on this page right here. Let me minimize it for you. Right here. You can go back and watch the video. These are my most highly traded tickers. So, okay, Tesla. I've got you, homie. Don't worry. I'm getting there. Did I do it wrong? Let's go back. TV's being kind of a... Oh, I have them hidden. That's why. Ha! No, I didn't do it wrong. So look at this. Rejected right at a Gex. Tot at the end of the day. Pretty interesting to see. Okay. And then, but we've got a really big go zone up to 215. So here's my thesis on Tesla. Shows tomorrow a very high probability of a green day. So I'm just going to wait and see if it hits this. Hits that 215. Anything above? Nope. I'm going to wait and see if it hits this 215. Then at the end of the day, I'll tell you my exact plan. I'm going to check to see if Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays for future price distributions, FPDs as we call them, still show negative, and I'm going to enter a short. probably 3 weeks out. That's likely that I'll do that. Okay, Mark. So with Tesla having positive deltas that return such a high return, you still wouldn't touch it this week until SPYs turn positive as well. That's what I was kind of saying earlier. If I start to see other pieces in tech turn that direction, then my brain is going to think there might be a rotation out of tech. Oh, I answered the question perfectly. Yep, there you go. What I really want to see is a little bit of confluence between things. I want to see Apple turn a little bit. I want to see AMD turn a little bit. I want to see Tesla turn a little bit. So, all right, Shiraz, let me show you SPY. Let me show you SPY. You're getting excited. I got you. What has happened here? Well, we need to do a refresh because things are garbage. All right, so Shiraz, how I enter SPY. So if I'm going long, checking a couple things. Checking MNF. I'm looking here to see if there's any big, huge portions on ODTE flow on a drawdown. So let's say I want to go long at 405. I'm looking for that big circle, okay? To me, it doesn't matter if that's green or red. I'll be honest with you. I do not care if that circle is green or red. What I want it to do is be on a level. Okay, so on a level, 405 is a level, 404.96 roughly, right? So when I'm looking to go long, I want to see a circle here. I want to see MNF at least pushing away a little bit, or if it's bearish, I might look for a contrarian play inverse, okay? But I don't suggest that until you get comfortable doing the things. I'm just being honest. And then I'm also looking for, is my DEX green? Intraday, I do want to see a green DEX if I'm going long. I truly do. Same with short. If I want to go short, I want to see a red DEX because this bar changes throughout the day. And the last thing I'm looking for, if I want to go long or short, is flow map to match up, right? I want to see heavy volume to the direction I want. Plain and simple. For a swing, Shiraz, that's really, I don't swing the SPY more than a day or two at a time, and I need everything to point all in one direction. So I need to, I'll go through and check the different days expiries to see if there's a big rise coming or if things are still heavy. Okay, I'll check that, and then I'll check its price distribution. I'll check its price distribution. I'll check its deltas. If I'm going to swing, everything has to match up in the direction I want to swing. So if I'm looking to short swing, I want to see price distributions that say down. I want to see a red DEX showing up, hopefully for the next day. I want to see flow map with some puts going out. Doesn't have to be the weekly. It could be, it doesn't have to be the daily. It could be the weekly or the monthly. It has to be, I want to see all those things together if I'm going to swing. And really it takes 5 minutes to check all those things at the end of the day and figure out where you want to go. Is the Amazon 115 GEX still there? It is, Vinny. Or it was this morning. We'll find out tomorrow, a couple hours in, if it's still there or not. Kelly, sorry for making you wait. I will do NVIDIA now. My apologies, friend. NVIDIA has no fear, Kelly. Still says go, but look, once again we see Monday with probabilities being close, so maybe more of a chop day. So this is the same Tesla started to look for us, actually. We started to see higher probabilities of down on Tesla, just like we have NVIDIA. That's a rough one, Kelly. And I don't trade NVIDIA anymore. Ever since the fish store incident, I've sworn off of it. Amazon's coming down in the wave. And look at that once again. What's our Monday look like? Round trip day potentially. Just like some of the others. Tuesday a little bit better. Thursday another chop day. Or sorry, Wednesday another chop day. So a lot of our tech has kind of looked like this. We got 7 minutes. Goog was still a short to me last week, Vin. Even though its deltas are saying go, its price distribution just showed quite a few high probabilities of down. Y'all starting to see what I'm seeing? A little bit of a trend. It looks like tech might start to have some trouble this week. Anybody else witnessing what I'm seeing there? That there might be some heavy-handedness in tech. Suzapa, I don't do the iron butterflies really very often. I'm truly more of a swing trader than I am a scalper, to be honest. I wait for my levels to hit. I set alerts on my phone. My phone beeps. I revisit. I check the positions I check the levels, and then I check to see what Scanny says on the things I'm looking to trade. And then I enter my position. And I also buy in chunks, 25% of the time. Give myself time to be by time and by chunks is how I do all of mine. Sure, Majid. I can go over it real quick for you. Which ticker would you like to look at? Let's get specific for you so you know. It is next week's distro. Is there a best way to watch live options flow? Dog, I really use that. Tech into oil is what I'm thinking as well, Vinny. But I posted that, a couple Sundays ago? So we were just a little early. Best way to watch any ticker. Okay. Let's pick. Oh, we already did SQ. We'll do it again, though. I got you. Live options flow is so confusing. I'll open it up. I don't want to make Chrome faster. Let me help Majid out real quick here, though. So when we're looking at these, oh, that's the stock dashboard. My God, I'm an idiot. So first off, you want to go to the options, this one right here, and you want to type in your stock symbol. The one that says ticker dashboards, the options one right there. Okay. Then you want to scroll down. You want to check a couple of things. You want to check its Greek's back test, okay, and you want to find out which direction it's telling you to go. So SQ is actually telling you to buy when the line's over 0. It's inverse of some of the others. Then for price distribution, this is for Monday. Right now, I would check this Monday morning to see, okay. This is for Monday, so it shows potential of a slight pullback. With an hour left in the day, whatever tickers I'm looking at, I check it again, showing Tuesday, once again, higher probability of a slight pullback. Then it shows Wednesday flipping around, potentially. These are all potential, right? You still have to draw your levels, you still have to have your own risk management. Then it shows Thursday, some more pullback. That's kind of how I look at it. Majid, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I'm sorry if I'm not. You can correct me. We have 3 minutes. We have one ticker. Oh, I'm sorry, Dog. Dog had a question. I didn't answer it yet. So live options flow. I go bot. I go sweeps. I go above ask. I go OTM, short expiry, non-ETF, and then you can come up here and you can actually subtract anything you want. I don't want to see Tesla. I don't want to see Apple. I don't want to see NVIDIA. Then I hit enter, and it removes all of those. Look at that. Yep. Live flow dog I really use if I'm looking for an end of day theme. Okay? So if you use these, when I use these right here, what I'm looking for is an end of day potential theme. If I start to see puts getting hammered at the end of the day, just a bunch of above ask puts over and over and over and over again, okay? And I see a little bit of a tail coming up on MNF as well, I might look to short overnight if just another point of confluence, all these things line up, right? If the delts do or the price distribution does, and I think, my gosh, it doesn't even have to be the same ticker necessarily. It could just, but you do want to check it. That's how I do it. All right, we're down to 1 minute, so we're calling it a night. Everybody knows how we finish, right? Make sure you treat everybody well this week. Kindness first. Be good to each other. There's no reason to be a bad person. And also, we go get that Oprah money. And that is all for the night. I hope everybody has a good evening, and I will see you in the Discord tomorrow morning. Have a good night, everybody.